6-shooter pipe wrench saved me a lot of time. You don't need 3 or 4 different pipe wrenches coming into the job site. You can get away with 2, sometimes even 1.
You can change it from a 10-inch pipe wrench to an 18 to a 24, so you don't have to lug around 3 different pipe wrenches, it's just one. I can easily move around in a tight furnace area or go downstairs and put some 2-inch together. It's very versatile. The jaws are narrower, so you have the 10-inch jaws, you can get into tight spaces.
Where you are working with larger diameter pipe, you still have the large jaw on a small handled wrench.
The steel and aluminum pipe wrenches definitely feel durable.
The overbite that's on that jaw is just phenomenal for grip. It just seems to fit snug on anything you put it on.
The grip on the jaw is not slipping. It's easy to move the grip. It stays in place. It's much better than the competitors.
The handles are finally shaped to your hand.
I think all of the Milwaukee pipe wrenches have been made to fit the trades.
Milwaukee, hands down. It grips better, it feels better in my hand. You can just feel the durability of it, the strength of it. Everything about the Milwaukee is just it's unmatched.
How to install a water heater with SharkBite water heater connectors. Water heaters are one of the most important components for providing comfort in homes. However, very often they are located in difficult to access, confined spaces or tight closets. With SharkBite flexible water heater connectors, you are able to work in tight spaces, easily connect water heaters with existing pipes that don't line up, and have the versatility to connect the water heater to almost any pipe material. All SharkBite water heater connectors are approved for use on electric or gas water heaters with a flue vent. SharkBite offers braided and corrugated flexible water heater connectors with and without ball valves. Connectors with ball valves provide a shutoff on the supply side of the water heater. Check your local plumbing codes to see if hard piping to your water heater is required. Stainless steel corrugated connectors can be used as an alternative to hard piping. First, identify the pipe material. Measure the distance from the hot and cold supply lines to the water heater to choose the correct length connector. Cut the pipe as cleanly and squarely as possible. Be sure the pipe is free of scratches and debris. If you are handling copper pipe, remove any sharp edges or burrs. Next, use your SharkBite depth and deburr tool to measure and mark the insertion depth on your pipe. You can find the insertion depth chart on sharkbite.com. SharkBite water heater connectors use a gasket to seal onto the water heater pipe nipples, so thread tape is not required. Hand tighten the female connector onto the pipe nipple and then give a quarter turn with a wrench. Be sure not to over tighten. Push the fitting to the insertion mark you just made on the pipe. Repeat on the hot water outlet side. Now, turn on your water and check the connections. If you notice water dripping from the pipe nipple connection, use a wrench to further tighten. Using SharkBite is fast, efficient, and reliable.
tell you a little bit about stainless working. Stainless tube comes in many different sizes, wall thicknesses, and many different types. It's a real animal. There's many different specifications for stainless steel, all giving it very different properties. So it's a difficult thing to work with. So it needs specialist tooling to cut it, to ream it, to bend it, and to flare it. We're going to have a look at all those operations. So firstly, to cut stainless steel. So what we've done just lately is we've redeveloped the stainless steel cutters and made them easier to cut this hard material. Stainless is a real tough animal, so you need something that's up to the job. So we've got two very nice little tube cutters here, the 35S and the 65S. The 35S here does 6 through to 35 mil, and its larger brother here does 6 through to 65 mil. And the difference with these two, the larger one is quick opening, so it's got a nice ratchet action, but the main differences are here at the business end. So what we've done is, on a normal copper cutter, the rollers here would just be a simple roller on a pin that the tube would ride on. We've changed those to roller bearings on a hardened pin, and then here where the actual cutting's going on, the cutter wheel is very, very hard, the wheel itself, but that's now also mounted in needle bearings on a hardened pin. So everything is to try and smooth out and make easier the actual cutting process.
Introducing the next generation in the Milwaukee press tool lineup. The M18 Force Logic press tool.
Using the press tool is way better than sweating copper. It's much quicker, it's easier, it's simpler. It's safer. I mean, you don't have open flames, so you don't have any of those hazards.
The press tool is definitely faster. It's a little bit more intuitive than it would be to sweat copper together. So I mean, by using the press tool, I think you can have a little bit more control in tight and narrow spaces. You don't have to worry about the heat.
Press tool is definitely convenient to use in tight spaces and in difficult and cramped quarters that we work in.
It fits in every spot that I would ever need to do it. You can even do it one-handed, you know, open the jaws and boom. If you do it correctly with the press tool, as long as it's bottomed out in there and you crimp it, there's no way it's leaking.
When it comes to smaller and cramped spaces, you can definitely get in there with that press tool a lot easier, especially the way that it's designed, that more straight and narrow version. Obviously alignment is key.
It helps keep you consistent when you're pressing.
With the new one, you actually press it, it'll stop right away, which I love about this tool. It's a very dependable tool. When you're soldering, not every solder is the same. When you make a crimp with the press tool, every crimp is identical to one another, which is great. Dependability is what you need in this job.
Clearly, it works quite well for quite a long time without having to have any manual servicing of it, so that's great.
Press fittings are kind of an industry standard at this point, so to have a press tool like this out there that's so easy to use, I would certainly recommend it to anybody else.